Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. And you might have noticed that I am wearing my headset once again. I actually just got a brand new pair, and I ordered it less than 2 days ago, so it already came. So that's already like incredible. So I'm really thankful. And yeah, shoutouts to like you people watching, because the money from like my YouTube revenue just usually just goes to like graphics or anything like equipment wise to help for a new channel, like, well, for stuff for the channel, new equipment for the channel, like graphics, layouts, equipment like the headset, 3ds capture card in case I needed to replace it, and of course like Patreon as well. Like, I gotta give a huge shout out to Patreon. The people who support me on Patreon are amazing, and I do appreciate them because they allow me basically to be able to replace equipment just so fast. So we got this headset. I actually don't know about the quality of it because I haven't really, like, this is actually, I just opened it up and just started recording. This is literally how it went. So let's see if we can play with the Mega Blaziken team. We are still playing with the Mega Blaziken team with Bisharp, Gastrodon, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, and Landis Fairy. And if you haven't checked out the last episode, I highly recommend go checking it out. But the last episode we didn't do too hot, but that can be used as a learning experience, and I have definitely played a bit more with the Blaziken team. Well, at least on the Showdown. I don't like Showdown as a practice in VGC 2018, to be honest, but I learned from my mistakes. I went over the recording, what I could have done better. There were like multiple plays I could have done better, and there were like so many that I could probably explain it. Like, I could probably take an entire video to explain it, but I'm not going to for the sake of, let's just jump into new battles again, another late episode. But was trying to make sure like everything was set up with the headset. I'll also be doing like Twitch viewer battles tomorrow, probably like Saturday afternoon, and then maybe I'll also do Sunday, but that is Christmas Eve, and I do have plans for Christmas Eve, so I'm not sure. Maybe I will stream, maybe I won't. I definitely do have to visit quite a few people. Oh geez, no, we got heavy rain. Not heavy rain, hard rain. I don't know why I say heavy when I know it's hard, but we got the Ferrothorn, the Politoed, Kingdra, Swampert, Pelipper, and the Ludicolo. So this is a pretty common team since it did get #1 on the Pokemon Sun and Moon, the original Pokemon Sun and Moon doubles battle spot ladder. It got like 2043, I think it topped. But yeah, that's actually really scary. I just can't remember what the sets were, to be honest. I think leading Tapu Koko plus my Gastrodon's pretty solid here, because you're not going to go for a water type move. Yeah. I think Tapu Koko Gastrodon's pretty solid. Definitely want Blaziken in the back because it's pretty much my only good answer to Ferrothorn. And the last Pokemon, like Tapu Lele, can do some work with like Spec Psychic and Moonblast. My opponent doesn't have a really good switch-in. Bisharp can do a lot of work with Knockoff, and Priority Sucker Punch is kind of nice. And this fan can also do some work because I do expect Swampert. Maybe I think Swampert would come. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring these 4 because I could definitely see like Swampert like leading the field because it can potentially just sweep me. So I am gonna go with these 4. I do want to go, like, I want to have Landorus in the back because my opponent is like Pelipper, Swampert. I can just switch out my Tapu Koko, which is threatened by the Earthquake, and go hard in my Landorus, and my opponent can't do much to land. Oh wait, it's Surf Pelipper. Oh, I forgot about that possibility. It's gonna do a lot, or it just goes for the Hurricane turn 1. I'm not sure if you no, you should probably Hurricane first. It is Pelipper, Swampert leading. Okay, so Hurricane plus Earthquake is pretty bad already to start. Electric Surge is going to activate on the field. I think I can just go for a Sludge Bomb into... Actually, no, I could just... The problem is, like, what does my opponent do with the Pelipper? Does it just want to go for a Surf right away? Does it want to get a Tailwind up? Like, there are a bunch of potential options. I definitely don't see my opponent going for, like, Waterfall by any means necessary. I think the correct play is to go out on a Landorus right here and Volt Switch the Pelipper, because I get pressure on the Pelipper right away, which could be really useful. And I don't like Gastrodon take too much damage from the start, from like a Hurricane plus Earthquake combination. My opponent gets Tailwind, so be it. That's not exactly the best for me, but it's not exactly the worst. if you go for a Hurricane, that's the best potential option since Landers should be able to eat a Hurricane with its Assault Vest. So Landers is going to come out. I do have to worry about Swampert because I don't really have a good answer for Swampert, as Swampert is going to Mega Evolve, and I would assume just click Earthquake. There's no reason not to click Earthquake. Then again, this team didn't carry Ice Punch on the Swampert, but I don't know if my opponent's going to opt for the same sets. Earthquake is going to come out, okay. Yeah, so as long as this doesn't crit Tapu Koko, we are definitely going to be able to survive. Yeah, okay. Nice. Kind of got worried when I saw the HP bar drop really fast. Volt Switch into Pelipper is going to not pick up the Knockouts Focus Sash, so it's different from the original team. The original team actually had Damp Rock. Do you go for Surf here? You'd go into Blaziken, but if you Surf, that's the worst potential option. I think I'm going to go into Gastrodon. I'm pretty sure you should either Hurricane, or you're going to go for... I would assume you Hurricane or you Tailwind here. Yeah, Tailwind, okay. Tailwind, Protect. Are you Surf? That's the question. I mean, Surf shouldn't knock out Landorus. Depends on if he has Ice Punch. I think I'll live 1-1 Ice Punch, though. So I think I'm just going to U-turn to Pelipper. And Earth Power Degash? I need to weaken the Swampert. Earth Power plus Ice Beam doesn't really change much damage calcs, I believe, in the future. So I'm actually just going to double up the Pelipper with an Ice Beam plus a U-turn. The Swampert's actually going to withdraw. That's fine. Into Ludicolo. Okay. If I U-turned that slot, that would have been amazing. Is this Surf? Surf Absorbable? No, it's just a double switch. Okay. Into Ferrothorn. Okay. This actually works out really well in my favor because, one, I weakened the Ferrothorn, which means Blaziken's Flare Blitz might actually do a lot of work against my opponent in this game, which I'm actually really happy about here. So, Landers comes back. Blaziken can take the field, and Blaziken can start setting up its speed boost. With Pelipper weakened, the Rain is only going to be, what, 2 more turns? Or 3? I think 2. We'll see. Ice Beam's going to come out, weaken the Ferrothorn, and now I could Swords Dance, to be honest. There's no reason for me not to Swords Dance. 3 turns of Rain. Okay, and... Swords Dance seems like a really optimal play here. You might Fake Out plus Power Whip. I mean, you should Fake Out the Blaziken slot, right? I would Fake Out the Blaziken slot. What I could also do is switch out Gastrodon and go into, like, Landorus and play some mind games with my opponent. Although, I'm not sure if that's the optimal play. I think I'm just going to try to Mega Swords Dance here since you can't double up that slot. I'm just going to protect Gastrodon. We'll see if this works. I have no idea. I think if you're my opponent, well, 2 plays I think you would go for are Giga Drain plus Power Whip, or Fake Out Blaziken and Power Whip the Gastrodon slot. I could have also seen potentially a switch coming out, to be honest, like back into Swampert from Ferrothorn to take a potential Flare Blitz and then threaten me next turn with like an Earthquake plus Giga Drain combination. But my opponent's just going to stay in with both. Scald's actually going to come out, but when I have Gastrodon with Storm Drain, not sure about that play. Swords Dance up. Eyeball shouldn't knock my Blaziken out at all. So what is my opponent going for? Power Whip. Okay. Into Gastrodon. Perfect. And now I can sack my Tapu Koko here, which is amazing. Because I will 100%... Okay, if you actually Hydro... You shouldn't Hydro Vortex. No, the Kingdra was Hydro Vortex. I don't know if my opponent switched it to Assault Vest or not. But I sack Koko here, so I can sack Koko, get a free switch back into my Gastrodon, and then I can Swords Dance up again. And then with +4, I think Blaziken should just sweep my opponent's team. I don't really see a way my opponent can handle it. Especially if it's the Choice Band for Ferrothorn set we saw in the past. Like, it's definitely not going to be able to pick up the knockout onto my Blaziken. Giga Drain going to come out into the Tapu Koko slot. Okay. I could have also Swords Dance there potentially, but I was worried if my opponent called to switch out. Power Up's going to come out into the Blaziken slot. And Tailwind does Peter out for my opponent, which is also something I have to stall. Blaziken should be faster than everything on the field now. And I can go out into my Gastrodon. And I think I just click Low Kick. I think Low Kick knocks out Ludicolo. I want to say it does. I want to say it does. It's a problem if we don't KO the Ludicolo, but this is the last turn of Rain too. You have to set it up in the future. You stay in with both your Pokemon, I think, or you sack Swampert. So I'm just going to protect and low kick here. There's no reason for me not to. It's just a safe play overall. I don't care if my opponent switches out anything, to be honest, because Blaziken's looking to sweep here. Like, I've been really playing around. Unfortunately, Gastrodon, yes, it does technically absorb, like, the water type attacks. It doesn't like dealing with, like, Pokemon like Ludicolo and Ferrothorn, which are very common on rain teams. So, I'm only using Gastrodon as a way to take these water type attacks so my other Pokemon can do the work, such as this Blaziken, for instance. Could have been different if my opponent had, like, Surf on Pelipper or went for it. So, Gastrodon going to protect here, low kick in the Ludicolo. Does this pick up the knockout? It's +2. Oh my lord, that actually just picked up the knockout. That's actually kind of insane. Power Up going to come out into the Gastrodon slot. My opponent really going aggressive onto that Gastrodon as Terrain plus Rain will end. So Pelipper probably has to come out here, and I could probably just click low kick into that slot. I could also probably just go out on Landorus. I think Landorus is a safe play here. Pelipper's going to come out. And yeah, I have no reason not to U-turn, I think. I mean, just switch out to Landorus and low kick the Pelipper slot. Even if Ferrothorn switches out and Pelipper protects, this works out in my favor, I think. I mean, yeah, because I'm pretty sure +2 low kick should knock out Blaziken. Mega Swampert versus Mega Blaziken, man. If only it was like Mega Sceptile. It's like Ash versus May, but we're actually the girl part, so. Okay, Landorus back on the field. Intimidate gonna affect that Ferrothorn. Let's see if we are gonna see a switch out from my opponent. Nope, no switch out. Which means I should just win the game here, to be honest. I feel like. As Pelipper goes down, the power-up's going to come out into the Landorus. That's choice banded 100%. That was -1 power-up. That's definitely choice banded. For sure. Actually, that means I could probably PP stall this for offering. How many did it use? It depends on if he PP'd up all of them. Swampert's going to come back out. You should never waterfall here, right? You should definitely Earthquake, if anything. Just gonna protect Blaziken and go for a Earthquake, I think. I want to see if I need any prior damage on the Swampert first. Although maybe another play I could have done was just low kick here. I think low kick would have been a fine play. But I can definitely see Earthquake here and a power up into Lander slot in case you want to try to predict my Gastrodon to come back in, which is definitely a potential option that I have. So Blaziken gonna protect here. Oh wow, my opponent actually hard waterfalled, which makes sense because he would catch it on the switch. But I don't know. If I did switch into Gastrodon, I think that would have been checkmate. To be honest, I don't think my opponent had anything for that. Because let's say I low kicked the Swampert and it didn't pick up the knockout, another low kick's gonna pick up the knockout, and there's nothing you can do. Like Gastrodon would have absorbed the storm with the Storm Drain. Even if you knock out Gastrodon, like I'm pretty sure Blaziken would solo the team then. So yeah, I can go on to Gastrodon. And I can just low kick the Swampert and Earth Power the Ferrothorn. I'll live Power Whip since it's -1 for sure. Not sure about a crit Power Whip. I think it would come close, but I don't think it would pick up the knockout. And I'm pretty sure Earth Power knocks out Ferrothorn anyway. The Swampert is also... It's not -1, is it? I don't think it is. Low kick does knock out Swampert. Yeah, okay. So Swampert goes down there. Nice. And then Gastrodon's faster than Ferrothorn anyway, so Earth Power going to come out into the Ferrothorn. Does pick up the knockout. That's going to be a good game. And like, even if Swampert survived, they would have to go for Earthquake, knock out your own Ferrothorn, and then Earth Power would be redirected into the Swampert slot. So there's really nothing my opponent could do. Maybe... I don't even think a Rock Slide Flinch would have saved him. Maybe if my opponent had Rock Slide, or maybe Ice Punch Freeze, but Ice Punch Freeze wouldn't help anyway since I do have Flare Blitz to unfollow myself and then pick up the knockout from Swampert. So yeah, basically the sets were changed a bit from my opponent. I mean, just a Pelipper really. I think everything else was basically the same. But I was just able to play around it using Gastrodon as a pivot. And then Blaziken, even in rain, was just able to set up and do some work. So I'm really happy about that. As we're going to take 2. Get back into 1900s, take 2. Alright, we got someone from South Korea, 1812 rating. Okay. Okay, Landorus, Farian, Zapdos, Tapu Fini, Heatran, Cresselia, and Kangaskhan. So a pretty standard team. I wouldn't be actually surprised if this was Ally Switch Cresselia. I've been seeing a lot of Ally Switch Cresselia in the high ratings. Did we play this opponent? We might have. I don't know, but Gastrodon, again, looks really well here. I kind of wish I had Toxic on this thing. Toxic would be so good right here. I I think my end game is gonna be involving Gastrodon just sweeping my opponent's entire team. Blaziken can also sweep, but it's kind of hard work. I would need to somehow set up a Swords Dance at that point, and like five, actually all 6 of my opponent's Pokemon don't really allow Blaziken to set up. But I think Blaziken's good in this matchup for like Kangaskhan, just being able to pressure Kangaskhan, get a good hit on to Landorus and the Zapdos if it needed to. So I think I'll lead Gastrodon Landorus here. Or maybe Gastrodon Koko. Because I could see Zapdos Feeny leading. I think I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to try to Gastrodon Koko with Landorus and Blaziken. Because if I lead Landorus, I don't really have a good switch out, I feel like. So this is why I want to make this play. I don't know, like all my Pokemon were justifiable there, I think. Bisharp could have been a really great Pokemon there. I just wasn't really feeling Bisharp because... One, my opponent has Kangaskhan, and they all carry a low kick, basically, or a fighting type move, whether it's Drain Punch or low kick. So, would have been hard for Bisharp to stay alive when I know Kangaskhan's probably going to be brought here. Zapdos, like, if it's Misty Seed or Z-Move, like, Bisharp's not going to be able to do too much damage to it with knockoff, even at +1. Landorus is a bit of a problem without speeds, and even though it gets me Defiant, like, Landorus can survive a Sucker Punch. With the white screen. Okay, battle's getting started. Then there's Tapu Fini. Like, Bisharp can't do much to Tapu Fini. Maybe if it gets Iron Head flinches or crits. But, yeah, otherwise can't do much. Cresselia can do a lot of work. And then Heatran it kind of struggles with. So, that's my logic. So, Kangaskhan Cresselia is going to lead here, which is fine. Not fine, actually. I could probably just double protect here. Yeah, I would double protect here. There's not much my opponent can do. Maybe a hard switch in the Landorus, but I kind of doubt it. We'll see here. I just want to double protect the Scout, what my opponent's going to do. There's not much. Oh, Calm Mind from Cresselia. That could be one thing. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's Calm Mind Cresselia on this team. It definitely could be, though. That would be problematic, because since I didn't bring my Bisharp, I'd have to rely on my Blaziken to do a lot of work. Helping Hand. Okay, that works, too. So I can Volt Switch in the Landorus and Intimidate. I kind of wish I hard switched in the Landorus this turn, but we should be good. Okay. Protect. Protect. I wonder if it's Adam and Kangaskhan. I guess I'll find out by the damage next turn. Yeah, it is in the Gastrodon. So I could have got a free Volt Switch off, basically. Or hard switch in the Landorus there. But now I think I'll go for, like... Oh, weak. Do I want to recover? No. I should... Like, the Double Edge after Helping Hand should activate my Berry. So I'm just going to Earth Power Volt Switch the Kangaskhan. Just for as much damage on the Kangaskhan. Because Kangaskhan's probably one of the biggest offensive threats as you protect. Are you going to Icy Wind here? Good play. You do. I was worried about that option. I wasn't sure. Yeah, it is Icy Wind. Unfortunately, it doesn't miss Koko because that would have been pretty big. I think my opponent expected Landorus to come in. So that covered Landorus attacking. That was a really good protect. I probably should have expected it, but it's kind of hard to tell if Kangaskhan's going to protect or... You know, protect because you have to give up a move, either Fake Out or Sucker Punch usually. So I'm guessing this Kangaskhan doesn't have Sucker Punch, which could be useful information for the future. I will just Earth Power the Kangaskhan here, and I think I hard switch in the Landorus here because I don't want to go down to a Double Edge yet. I don't care if Cresselia Icy Winds, it's not going to do too much to an Assault Vest Landorus. And, you know, getting this Intimidate on Kangaskhan's huge. So, Double Edge Recoil plus the... I don't know, Double Edge Recoil should, and Earth Power should bring it down to 40%, as Cresselia's actually going to withdraw here, which is fine. The Tapu Fini, okay. I'm guessing that means my opponent went after the Tapu Koko slot with a Double Edge then, because that makes the most sense to me. So I'm guessing it's Specs Fini or Calm Mind Fini my opponent wants to set up for it right now. And yeah, it does go into Landorus. That does a lot of damage because it's a crit, okay. I mean, that crit's kind of unfortunate, to be honest. Because now I can't switch into an Icy Wind with Landorus. Do get a good amount to Kangaskhan done, and I guess this is kind of scary because I don't know what my opponent's going to opt for. I kind of want to knock off the Tapu Fini, because I don't have a good switch in with Landorus. I don't have a good time. Well, the only way he can knock out Gastrodon, I think, is if he specs Fini and he doubles up the Fini slot. So, you know what, I'm going to knock off... I'm pretty sure that's Adam and Kang. So I'm going to knock off the Tapu Fini, get rid of its item. Because if it's a berry set, I don't mind if I knock it off. As Kangaskhan's going to withdraw into Cresselia. Nice play. Then Moonblast into Landorus, I would assume. I mean, I get rid of your item on to Tapu Fini, so this isn't bad either, to be honest. Mago Berry, okay. It is Calm Mind, okay. That's not good. Although, like, depends on... It really depends on what kind of Cresselia it is. I mean, I do knock out the Tapu Fini with, like, Gigavolt Havoc, which is one positive thing. The problem is this Cresselia. I think I'll Ice Beam here, the Cresselia, and I'll go for a knockoff into the Cresselia slot because I really want to get rid of Cresselia. Because Cresselia is like being a very defensive pivot here. I don't expect you to carry Protect, as Tapu Fini actually protects. Okay. I'm kind of not sure why. Maybe my opponent thinks I am like Tectonic Rage. Because I think you could have potentially set up another Calm Mind, or maybe my opponent didn't want like Earthquake damage. Landorus actually survives that Ice Beam, which is kind of bad for me. I wanted the free switch into Coco right there. Ice Beam going to come out. Okay, so Cresselia most likely won't carry Moonlight if it's already taken that much damage. And I think I'll weaken... I think I'll Rock Slide. No. Alright, I'm going to Earth Power the Tapu Fini, and I'm just going to... Yeah, I just Rock Slide here. I just Rock Slide for a bit of chip damage for Coco. Helping Hand gonna come out. What move is this? Is this Moonblast? I should have U-turned. Okay, Moonblast, okay. This is +1 plus a Helping Hand. I don't think it knocks out still. Yeah, barely it did knock out. Okay. That could have been bad. I should have went for U-turn into Cresselia. Getting rid of Cresselia would have been nice. Because I don't have to worry about like the Protect Icy Wind threat. Although Rock Slide plus Ice Beam is gonna come close. I do Earth Power to Tapu Fini, which does put in range of Thunderbolt, so I don't have to Gigavolt Havoc that slot anymore. And I honestly want to recover here. I mean, you're probably just going to Icy Wind and Moonblast, I think. I'm just going to U-turn the Cresselia here and just protect Gastrodon. I want the free switch into Coco so I can Volt Switch or Thunderbolt. The Gastrodon I'm going to protect here. The Tapu Fini just going to Moonblast the Gastrodon slot and Icy Wind probably from Cresselia. Yep. That's not Min-Speed Cresselia, that's for sure. I forgot what Cresselia hits on neutral. Like, what speed stat. I'm not sure if Landorus... actually, no, I don't think Landorus would outspeed if it's, like, neutral nature. Okay. Now it comes down to what mind game this is. I do want to Thunderbolt the Cresselia, since Thunderbolt should knock out Cresselia, and if it's, like, ally switch, like, I catch him. I also... Like, Moonblast should knock out Tapu Koko, and I don't know if it knocks out Gastrodon at this range. It might. I'm not too confident, to be honest. But, like, do I need Gastrodon from... If it's Landorus in the back, I need it, but I can't really switch it, or I don't think double Protect is supply. I'm just going to Thunderbolt Cresselia and just recover off. I'm pretty sure maybe a Protect. Yeah, it's ally switch. Okay, we got him. We got him. I knew it. I called it. I called it. I literally called it. When you play around with these a lot, you can tell. So I Thunderbolt the Fini and I get a recover up. That is absolutely beautiful. That's like absolutely beautiful. Because I get the recover off. Gastrodon's basically back at full. Kangaskhan's already weakened, which is like the main offensive threat to my Gastrodon. And, you know, Tapu Fini is gone, which is like the one Pokemon that gave it really a lot of trouble. So Kangaskhan's going to come back out. That's not as weak as I thought it was. Okay. Do I need Gigavolt Havoc for anything else? I'm like thinking about the end game. Zapdos not really, because I have like Gastrodon, which pretty much beats it down. Heatran no, Landorus doesn't affect it. I'm gonna double protect. There's no reason for me not to double protect, and then I just Gigavolt Havoc to Cresselia slot. Because we're gonna see a Helping Hand here, which is fine. Helping Hand doublage is still gonna hurt. It's literally gonna be mind games now. I feel like I could just Earth... I feel like I should always just recover and Gigavolt Havoc. No, because Kangaskhan has Protect. Oh boy. I want to Gigavolt Havoc the Cresselia slot. I think I sack Blaziken here, because Blaziken really only beats the Heatran, which Gastrodon can do. Unless it's Bloom Doom. We haven't seen a Z move yet from my opponent. I think it would be... might be Landorus. I might have to play like Z move mind games with my opponent. I'm going to Gigavolt Havoc the Cresselia though. I don't really... Please tell me that's not Landorus. Oh, my opponent is a god. My opponent is a god. Oh, that's so bad. If I just targeted Kang, this would have been the perfect position. But now I'm probably going to lose Blaziken. Actually, maybe I might not lose Blaziken because of the Kang nerf. But this is so bad. This is so bad. Yeah, that's not exactly the best call. I should have just gave up to Kang. Double Edge is going to come out. Into Coco, okay. So I don't mind trading Coco right here. Do I live Tectonic Rage from Landorus? I'm not sure. I don't think I do. I think I do low kick the King slot and Ice Beam the Lando though. Maybe my opponent Earthquakes first. I'm just gonna low kick. Dude, I could Flare Blitz. Oh wait, I don't outspeed. Actually, no. This should be Admin Kang by the damage it did. So Flare Blitz I should be able to outspeed and knock it out. But if it's Jolly Lando. But the problem is like there are two things. One, Kang. I think I double protect. The problem is I don't know the Lander speed tier, and I don't want to make assumptions based on Admin or Jolly. And if Cresselia Heart switches here, okay, it doesn't. That's really. Especially my opponent wasted the Z move here, which I don't think you do in this situation, but you could. So, Blaziken, double protect. I want. Okay, Kangaskhan doesn't protect here. Let's see what my opponent opted for. It is Z move, okay. And I'm guessing this is in a Gashon because you have no other way to beat me. Oh, now it's like a mind game of what's in the back. Tonic Rage. Actually, no, I don't like this play because now you can switch out. I don't like this play, now that I think about it. I think I need to go all out with my Blaziken. Yeah, I need to go all out with my Blaziken. The reason I need to go all out with my Blaziken is now you Earthquake switching out into Crest here. My Blaziken intimidated. Maybe Flare Blitz knocks out Landers. I think that's my only play. Because if Kangaskhan switches out into Cresselia and Landers Earthquakes, my Blaziken goes down, Gashon's weakened, and then Kangaskhan just wins the game. Which I can't allow that to happen. So I'll just recover up here and Flare Blitz the land. I gotta hope for Landers to be knocked out. Yeah, because that's always their play. So this is gonna be close. Can Blaziken KO Landers? This is so close. I don't even want to watch. Flare Blitz. Come on, Blaziken. Oh no! And that's game. That's game. Oh, that was so close. Maybe I should have ran max attack on this Blaziken. Yeah, because that's game. Yeah. I think I screwed up toward the end. Like, I played the first few parts well, but then the big turn was switching out, okay, the two big turns were switching out the Landers and, the Cresselia and the Landers on the Give World Havoc, and the other turn was the, protecting the Blaziken. I think if I played one of those two turns differently, like, the game could have easily been mine. Because you just help me end Earthquake and then Kang comes in. I can't do anything. I would even lose on your timer, so I can't stall, so. That's a good game for my opponent. Ice Beam. Because you should help me end Earthquake here, then Double Edge. Yeah, so my opponent definitely played this endgame well. I feel like. Oh man, that Landers was such a good play. Oh man. You know what would have been more crazy if like Kangaskhan switched out into the Landers and then there was an ally switch. Imagine that kind of play. That would have been absolutely crazy. Ice Beam knocks out the Landers. Yeah, so ally switch didn't mess me up, but like how I handled this last game. If I just knocked out Kang on the turn where Mega Blaziken could have done some work, yeah, like it could have been a different game. Or if I Flare Blitz Landers. But I think honestly if I just Flare Blitz Kang, it would have been the game. So really well played from my opponent, and obviously it was not an unwinnable game. There were definitely things that I could have done to play better. I feel like I played the first few parts well. Although like You know, I could have potentially Volt Switched the first turn. I walked into the Kangaskhan trap, where maybe I should have focused on Volt Switching to Cresselia, but like the main reason I wanted to Volt Switch Kang is with Kangaskhan having double edge, like they always run double edge over like return, like that offensive threat would have been taking recoil a lot. So I wanted chip damage onto the Kangaskhan so it'd be easier for the rest of my team to handle, because once I got rid of Kangaskhan, Feeny, then I think my Gastron could have done really well. Of course, there was a Tectonic Rage Landers, but like it's then a mind game between the Z moves. But yeah, another play I also, looking back at the game, I could have handled was going for a U-turn into the Cresselia instead, because I could have got Tapu Koko in a lot faster and potentially just weakened the Cresselia enough to where Thunderbolt could have knocked it out. So yeah, that was a really, really close game. But my opponent playing through, but I'm not mad. That was a really fun game nonetheless. I feel like, yeah, there's just some turns I could have played better, and I need to look back at the video and like note every single play I could have done better, because there were definitely like a few turns, like even the start, like even though I think I was winning the start, like yeah, it could have just been played better toward the end. But yeah, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back to Battles. We're not making it to 1900s again, unfortunately. I felt like if we did win that, we would actually make it to 1900s. So this Mega Blaziken is going on and off. I mean, it did make the first climb. It did get to 1900s, but now we're kind of trying to get back in the 1900s. Tomorrow's the last episode with this team, so we'll find out if Mega Blaziken can come back through Battle Spot full force and hopefully make it back to 1900s. I don't know if it will, actually. Well, I guess it depends on how many points I lost. But anyway, hope that everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down on the video. Shows your support. If you have any questions, concerns, or just want to say something, feel free to leave a comment down below. I do read all of them, and I do try to reply to as many as possible. You can check out down below for the placement of the team if you want to try it out. My social medias, follow me on my Twitch channel. Again, I'll be doing viewer battles Saturday. Don't know what time Saturday. I think it's Saturday afternoon, but I'm not exactly too sure about that. You can check out my playlist down below if you missed any previous episodes of VGC 2018 Back to Battles, or if you want to go check out the side series. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. I will catch you around in another video.